Hey everyone, Dave K here, gonna take you through my top restaurants on the Disney Cruise Line. So today I'm going to rank all of the different sit-down restaurants you might find yourself at on the Disney Cruise Line. Gonna rank them for you, pros and cons. Let's get to it. One thing I want to touch on before I get into all of this is you don't necessarily choose which of these sit-down restaurants you're going to eat at on which night. You just kind of get assigned to one. But I want to make you aware of all of them. You'll get the chance to eat at all of them if you go on a Disney cruise. They rotate you between different dining halls. And they're all great in their own way, but I want to take you through some of my favorites, some of the things I do like and don't like about some of these different dining halls, how I personally would rank them, and maybe this will lead to, who knows, future ways that some of the Disney cruise lines are built in terms of how the ship's dining halls are built. So I want to take you through my favorites, things to look out for. Let's do it. Number one for me on the Disney Cruise Line is the Enchanted Garden. You may be shocked to hear Enchanted Garden is actually my number one sit-down restaurant on the Disney Cruise Line. There's a couple of reasons for this. I do like the theming a lot. Those booths are beautiful. The ceiling is subtle, yet it's beautiful with the decorative sort of green. You feel like you're fully immersed in nature, and you really get to experience like you're a part of the nature and gardens with some of those Disney princesses. And I really like the color scheme as well. Again, the greens and the pinks that you might find in Enchanted Garden. I do feel like the noise is very well balanced as well. I've eaten there a few different times, and it is available on a variety of different ships, right? You can find this on the Dream and on the Fantasy, on those newer ships. You'll be able to find the Enchanted Garden. And the noise has been fairly balanced both times, when I was with a larger party and a smaller party. It does seem like it's a little bit easier. You get put off to the side in a smaller party, whereas the big parties are in the middle. So I kind of like that in terms of a more quiet dining experience. But the number one reason why Enchanted Garden is my go-to is because it's home of my number one favorite food on the Disney Cruise Line, and that is the ahi tuna tower. Love that ahi tuna tower. I'm going to be ordering so many on my next cruise. Look forward to that. And you just can't beat that. It's consistently good food, including my number one. So I'm always drooling, salivating, thinking about Enchanted Garden. So that's why it takes the number one spot. Number two, in terms of my dining halls ranked on the top restaurants on the Disney cruise, is Animator's Palette. Glad to see this one so high up on the list because it is available on all four of those Disney cruise ships. All three of the ships that I've been on, I've eaten at this dining venue, and I do like it. It's the Animator's Palette. Animator's Palette is fantastic, and one of the best things about Animator's Palette is the interactivity. You'll see there's screens around you, and you may create some artwork for Mickey, who will bring them to life, or you may interact with Crush and some other sea creatures. It's really well done with the design and kind of the TVs around you, screens around you, bringing Disney to life while you're enjoying your meal. It also includes some beautiful theming. You'll notice all the chairs have that red sort of Mickey look to them, that red, black, yellow kind of feel. The utensils are really, really nice too. I love the kind of paintbrush style you may find to some of those utensils. So the theming of the restaurant overall is fantastic. But number one for me, the reason why that's so high on the list is, again, those screens, the interactivity, those projections, the characters you interact with. Now, last time I went to Animator's Palette on the Fantasy, there were some challenges in terms of the food. It wasn't the best food on the ship. I feel like it might have been a fluke because always the food is so good on these Disney cruise ships. So we'll see what happens next time we go. But Animator's Palette has some amazing theming, interactivity with those characters, so you got to put it high on that list. Number three for me, and it's a fantastic venue. Love to be able to take this trip to the south in Tiana's Place. Tiana's Place is only available on the Disney Wonder, and I'm kind of sad about that. I've only been on it once. I've only gotten to eat there once, I've gotten to eat there twice, but only on the one ship. But the food was so good. The food was really good. But really, that live band performing for you was amazing. To hear that live band play while you're enjoying your meal, to get the chance to meet Louis and Tiana while you're eating in Tiana's Place is really, really cool as well. Just the overall theming, again, to feel like you're kind of part of the bayou in the south. It does feel like there's lily pads and that sort of thing around you, kind of those lighter and darker greens. So it feels like you're immersed in nature as well. Really, really cool venue. I enjoyed eating there quite a bit. Definitely looking forward to getting back to Tiana's Place, and I'm excited to see what the future will hold of some of these newer restaurants, because I know Tiana's Place is somewhat more new. They rolled it out more recently, replaced one of those other dining venues for Tiana's Place. Again, available on one ship at the time of filming, but you never know what the future of the Disney Cruise Line ships might hold, what kind of restaurants we might be able to look forward to. Number 4 for me, also only on the Disney Wonder, is Tritons. Tritons is a great place to eat. I feel like those top 3 have a special place for me. I really like those top 3, whereas these are great ones as well, but it would hurt me more if those top 3 went anywhere. Whereas these ones, I'm like, all right, if you change it up, I get it, not the end of the world, all good, life goes on. It's Tritons. I like the darker blue, lighter blue, ocean feel. Triton makes you feel like you're immersed in the ocean and in the water with Triton. It's a nice venue. I like how it kind of looks formal. You walk in, you get the very formal feel with, again, the darker blue colors, but it's not too formal where you feel like you need to dress up, right? Not everybody is dressed up. I know some people do dress up more. It seems like more people were dressed up in that one, but again, it's just because maybe it's darker setting. It's kind of that grandiose palace. People may feel like it's more appropriate to dress up. Maybe that's also part of the wait service, dressing up a little bit more as well. But it's not too fancy, too formal. It is that grandiose feel with Tritons, and the food is great there as well. And I love that seating too. Again, not too loud in terms of that sound dynamic. There are a couple places where I may have experienced some challenges with that sound dynamic traveling, but I don't necessarily remember this being one of those places. I will touch on that in a bit here, something to keep in mind. But I did enjoy Tritons overall. It's a great spot. Not my number 1, but I'm definitely looking forward to going back there as well. Only available on the Disney Fantasy, you'll find the Royal Court. And I do like the Royal Court. I mean, don't get me wrong, you'll see there's one vlog where I went to Royal Court all day. I was there for breakfast, lunch, and dinner just because I wanted to try sit-down dining for breakfast, lunch, and dinner as opposed to that quick service. But I do enjoy Royal Court. A couple things that I would love to see improved with Royal Court in the future. I do love the theming of Royal Court, but I feel like it's very subtle and general. You know, it's kind of got that gold overlay with different princes and princesses throughout the dining hall, but it kind of covers all princes and princesses, which I can understand, right? It's Royal Court. You want to include all princes and princesses, but I feel like that makes it very subtle and very general, whereas, for example, like Tiana's place, really hard with all the different feelings that you're in that bayou, and you meet Tiana, and it's got the all greens, we're going all green all day. So I feel like Royal Court's kind of subtle in that way, where you might enjoy that more if you enjoy a more quiet or more peaceful dining experience, and I did like it a lot. I'm definitely looking forward to going back, but I think they could probably do a little bit more with the artwork and with the theming. If you look really closely, though, you will find some really cool theming within the Royal Court. Look closely at some of those seat backs, or at the ceilings, the floors. Make sure you're looking around for all those minor details. It's nice, but it's very subtle, so you got to keep your eyes open for it. And number 6 on my list, only available on the Disney Dream, so I only had the chance to go to that one once so far as well, was in the Royal Palace. Now, I did not dislike the Royal Palace, but one challenge I ran into with the Royal Palace was the noise. Now, I was with the whole family at this time, so it was a larger group, so we were seated, it seemed like, closer to the middle. And the noise definitely kind of resonated in the middle, so it made it more difficult to have those conversations with family. Whereas the whole family also ate on that cruise at the Enchanted Garden, at Animator's Palette, and it seemed like just kind of the shape and the setup of those dining venues, the sound wasn't quite as much of a challenge as it was at Royal Palace. And I'm thinking, maybe is it that circular shape where there's like different levels, and since we were in that middle circle, the sound was kind of all traveling inwards, whereas Animator's Palette's more like a box-shaped restaurant or a square-shaped restaurant. I'm not really sure. The food was still awesome, really did enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to getting back to this one as well. Any food on the Disney cruise, any dining on the Disney cruise is fantastic. But that was one big challenge I had with this one, which puts it at the bottom of my list for now. And you never know. This could change in the future, and they might change some of these dining venues as well. But that's my current rankings list in terms of some of my favorite and least favorite dining venues on the Disney Cruise Line. And I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. What do you think of the different dining venues on the Disney Cruise Line? What are your favorites? What are your least favorites? Do you agree with me on my list? Are there any other variables that you like to consider and you'd like to hear me address regarding the dining venues on the Disney Cruise? Let me know in the comments below. One other thing I wanted to touch on here is you'll notice I didn't cover those quick service venues. I did not cover Palo or Remy, and it's really challenging to try to compare all those with each other. You know, you kind of got to categorize it. So would you like to hear me go through some of those quick service items? Would you like to hear me tell you what my favorite quick service items are on a Disney cruise? Or is there something else you'd like to know about in terms of cruising and what to look forward to, or what ranks higher than something else? Love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for being a part of it with me today. I hope you enjoyed this adventure. If you did, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Let me know you liked it. And if you haven't already, for more fun adventures discussing cruises and maybe cruising again soon, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay informed. Looking forward to sharing more with you real soon. And until next time, play on. Hey everyone, Dave K here, taking you through the top... Hey everyone, Dave K here, ranking the... Hey everyone, Dave K here, ranking the top dining restaurants on the Disney Cruise Line. Going to take you through all of the different restaurants.